Hi, everybody, and welcome into this latest edition of the Michigan State Spartans Insider Podcast. I'm your beat reporter for Michigan State Spartans on SI, Aidan Champion. We're going to get into some basketball recruiting talk because Michigan State basketball been kind of trending in the right direction. Obviously, doesn't have a commitment yet from the class of 2026, but at this crucial point in the offseason when it comes to basketball recruiting, Michigan State finally starting to gain some traction here and there. The biggest news came tonight. Well, I guess last night, um, Wednesday night. Um, League Ready's Sam Kaiser reported that four-star forward Julius Avent will be visiting Michigan State on August 30th. That's the day after the Spartans' home opener for football against Western Michigan. Um, he's from Bergen Catholic High School in New Jersey, one of the top class 2026 prospects in the state of New Jersey, one of the top power forwards in his class, although he plays small forward as well. He's 6'7". Small forward position, definitely an area that Michigan State has seemed to be emphasizing, which brings me to some more news. An offer was extended from the Spartans to another four-star small forward, Maximo Adams, who plays for Sierra Canyon. Sierra Canyon is where LeBron James' sons, Bryce and Bronny, both played. So, big time powerhouse in California. He's a guy whose stock has been rising, was um, had a really good season in the Nike EYBL, um, and definitely someone who's recruiting. You should be keeping an eye on. More and more of the top programs in the country are joining in on his recruitment. Of course, Michigan State now in the mix, but a lot of these prospects all were part of the Nike EYBL that just wrapped up with Peach Jam. A lot of these prospects showed out there, and Tom Izzo had watched some of them throughout the Nike YBL season and had some assistants watching, but um, now you see that a lot of these recruits left strong impressions on Michigan State. Um, Unfortunately, with some of them just joining the party a little too late, although shouldn't be too much of a problem for Michigan State considering um, the prestige there. Tom Izzo, I mean, uh, he could be your last offer, and um, if Tom Izzo's giving you an offer, you'd have to think any recruit would consider that heavily, unless they've got their mind strongly made up with another program. Um, and then point guard position, there's a fast rising recruit who is from Michigan, moved to Missouri, Carlos Medlock Jr., currently playing for Link Academy. But it would seem that that's coming down to that could very well be a battle that comes down to Michigan and Michigan State. Um, Michigan also just joined in the recruiting race for Josiah Jervis, who Michigan State has, uh, who offered him last month, and has watched him in AAU and um, definitely seems to be more of a priority target on their list. Now Medlock is reportedly being considered a priority target. That's no surprise there, but um, he's quickly gained traction. Was a 3-star, now a 4-star. Um, Definitely someone who has been another one of those prospects who's been showing out this summer. And this is the time of the year to do it. When coaches have the time to come down, watch you in these AAU tournaments. Um, so those are some of the main prospects to be watching for. And then there's Anthony Thompson, the 5-star wing, who's one of the top small forwards in his class. If he's not number two, he's number one. Depends on who you ask. But Michigan State is competing for his commitment as well. Definitely one of the top prospects that they have offered. And that one um, seems like more of a reach. Although, again, with Michigan State basketball, can't really consider any um, anything too out of reach with Tom Izzo. But there's a lot of schools, a lot of quality schools competing for his recruitment. And so that's one where you might not want to hold your breath, but it would definitely be huge, right? I mean, it's been a while since Izzo landed a 5-star, and um, got to get back to that point. I would not be surprised if he did, although it seems like, um, a lot of the 5-stars. I mean, with this new era, NIL, um, and now with the house settlement where schools can directly pay these athletes, um, it's going to come down to a money war, and it's it's tough to throw um, to be all in on one single recruit, and it wouldn't seem like that is Tom Izzo's philosophy. Go all in on one recruit, thinking that they're going to be, the savior or the ultimate weapon that turns everything around for your program. And not that Michigan State's even really in that position where they need that. And especially looking at last season, didn't have, a superstar player. Jace Richardson did show that, he was up there, when he really came onto the scene. But last year was about the team. And so it was strength in numbers, right? That was their mantra. And that proved to be successful for them and how they're able to thrive. So, maybe uh, maybe it's more about quantity than quality. But definitely seems like Michigan State is targeting the right recruits, and you've got a visit now scheduled for next month, which is big time. Penn State also in the mix for Avent, and Xavier as well. He'll also be visiting those two programs after visiting Michigan State. So there's a little competition there, but Michigan State still the better program of those three. But again, it will just probably come down to, well, maybe not probably, but there's a good chance it could come down to money. And, you know, we already saw Michigan State lose out to Penn State with Gavin McKenna in hockey. So, and that was probably the main reason that they did was uh was the money. But um it is a major benefit still to have Tom Izzo in your corner. or not just in your corner, but the guy at the helm. Um, Money talks. Unfortunately or fortunately, whichever way you look at it. But that's just the era we're in now. So yeah, that's the latest on Michigan State basketball recruiting. Uh, Fans should feel a little encouraged that now there seems to be a sense of direction where things are going. It's been a slow process for Michigan State, but um, can never count Tom Izzo and the Spartans out, whether that's on the court or on the recruiting trail. So keep following along for more recruiting updates with us at Michigan State Spartans on SI, giving you tons of content every single day. And you can't miss it if you follow along and read our content, watch my podcasts. We're keeping you guys in the know. So very much appreciate your engagement as always. And I hope you're all having a great week. And I will talk to you next time. Thank you.